football fans, the first Sunday of NFL season is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving new customers a can't-miss offer to celebrate the return of the NFL season. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. And as an added bonus, for week one, everyone can experience the thrill of DraftKings early win promotion. It's simple. Bet on an NFL team to win. If your team leads by 10 at any point during the game, you get paid instantly, even if your team loses. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code SKPOD.
SKPOD.
To get $200 in free bets instantly when you place a $5 bet this Sunday. That's code SKPOD. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply.
With that, and 5, 4, 3, 2. What up, y'all? Welcome to Here's the Thing. I'm Kev on stage. She's
Chick Angel.
another podcast episode. Smash that like button. Smash that notification button. Bangers. All you do. All right, quick announcements. Patreon people, if you are on Patreon, we're going to re-put the Discord link in the Patreon today. Sign up for that as well, because sometimes Patreon don't send the link out, or it sends it out late, or it sends it out in batches. So you might be missing the beginning of broadcasts if you don't have Discord. So join the Discord. There's a chat that just lets you know when we're going live for the podcast. So you'll get it as soon as we go live. All right. Before we begin, quick church announcements. Keep your distance this week. Joshy, play the Billy roast after this. An amazing show, amazing comedians. I just want to say something real quick. A lot of times people be like, Kev, you ain't telling all the comedians ain't do well. Y'all, now, of course. Now, okay, now I'm doing 7, 8 comedians a show. You know, a lot of people you never heard of. People be nervous. People be doing their best. Every show, every comedian is not going to kill. All right. But I ain't going to hold you. Every show, at least 3 or 4 do. So stick up for the 3 or 4. I be in the comments. They be like, Kev, you ain't telling about this person. I'm not going to be like, hey, this person didn't do well. I'm going to just show you who did do well. Focus on who did do well, right? Comic View, when people didn't do well, they cut them out the show. They didn't make it, okay? I ain't doing that. I'm at least giving them a chance to get their set, get their shine, at least get a joke or 2 that goes off. So just watch them and hush and just what, and the people will be good. I would, if it ain't ever a case that all 7 people is whack, including me, I will be like, y'all, we ain't got it this week.
They want you to give they did a good job as a participation trophy.
Yeah.
Their payment is their.
Listen, and I don't want to cut the people out of the show completely, because people need their sets and they want their shine. If they do a joke that don't go over at all, or I think is something that is like potentially going to backfire on them, I cut that joke out, right? But just hush and enjoy. It will always be good comedians. You imagine Comic View, even the people they put on wasn't always killing. All right, so just be up in there laughing.
Be up in there.
Who do amazing this week. You're going to want to see Billy Sorrell's set. You're going to want to see Alton Walker's set. You're going to want to see Ambrose Jones has an amazing joke. Tony Baker's good as always. And I do some jokes as well. All right? And it ain't nothing but $10, $15, depending on who you buying it from, or $20, and you splitting that with people or sharing the link. I know how y'all be doing. All right? Now, Josh, put the Billy roast at me, even though it was out of love. It was funny.
Kev and see that in his eyes he's never been called a nigga. He don't know what it's like. He don't know the toxicity I got on me. Melissa only been with him. That's it. They only know each other. You don't know what it's like to have your woman tell you, yeah, your dick ain't the best dick I ever had in my life. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how to hit your soul. Kevin still, he got his dignity right there. Him and Melissa prayers ain't like mine. She praying for shit. I ain't never heard a woman say, but God, if he would just flip me over and not just do me missionary, amen. If you would just let him get nasty, amen. I want these cheeks clap a different way, amen. Hey, Kev look like he'd say grace for you. You know, Father God, I want to I want to get down here. I want to bless this bountiful woman that is spread upon us, you know. Kevin and Melissa be having sex to Kirk Franklin. Everybody say, stomp. The preacher say, stomp. I promise to stomp the whole stomp. Nothing but the stomp. It ain't over. It ain't over. Stomp. And Kevin here living goddamn life.
Same damn song still playing. Call me, yeah. You wanna boom, 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 boom. They had a table right there in front of him. He slammed on the table. You wanna some bullshit? Damn, I knew these pants were too cheap. Y'all. A joke like this for now. Ain't nobody got no extra pants in the car, nigga. Oh my God. Where was I at? Men used to really work for love in the music. Think about it. Jodeci flew to the Sahara Desert in black leather to tell a woman, I'll cry for you. And took a piano. He could have just told her. She was right there. He could have said, baby, I'll cry for you. But like, no, I'm going to go to Sahara and I'm going to scream it to you from there. Drew Hills. You saw what they did just to find out what a woman want. You imagine that conversation. He was trying to keep the relationship. Babe, I'm about to go on to the store. You want something? Just tell me what you want. Go ahead. You just pick it, baby. You know, you always, last time I picked you, you know, you got mad at what I got you. Girl, just go ahead, get it. Baby, listen now, you getting on. Tell me what you want. That man was mad. He did this 1,000 times for some coochie. Tell me it ain't good enough for you, babe. Sir. They used to work for love, man.
My butt crack is always out. I need to find my tribe. I feel like, this is not part of my set, but I feel like God rushed when he made me. He like did a scale, you know, you make a butt. It should be below the waistline, right? When my pants are pulled all the way up, my butt is still out on the top. And it's like, I never feel comfortable. I sit down, my butt's like, man, so I was saying, he's always in the conversation. Who is my tribe? Who else butts be out? Raise your hand. Just, your butt be out, man, thank you. He raised his hand like he was in Alcoholics Anonymous. He's like, yeah, my name's Trevor, man, my butt. It don't even be plumber's crack. I be standing all the way up, wearing underwear that fit, and my butt crack still be out. My kids are ashamed. My wife doesn't find it attractive. Go ahead, Angel.
I was asked to headline at Flappers in October.
And you better be staying retired. I know you better be staying retired. I'm not. I will take it as a personal slight if you ain't retired.
I'm not going to do it, Kevin. I'm not going to do it.
I mean, and you, if I'm on this pot of black coffee, if I come up, you doing 45 at Flowers, when you told me you was retired, I'm going to be heckling you from the front. Boo! Ha! She stole this joke. That's not her real hair. She's not even a mother. She's not even a mother, guys. Those are not her children. Surrogacy, stolen children.
I only considered it because it was a very good friend who asked me to do it, but I'm not going to do it.
No, you can do stand-up comedy. Listen, I don't take anything personal. Everybody's got to make their best decision for their life. I just want to be friends with you. That's my choice. All right. We got a couple of interesting things to talk about. Oh, also, I just want to say this real quick before we get into the show. we were able to partner with Dreamville to help promote Ari Lennox's album, Age, Sex, Location. The tickets are already sold out. Patreon jumped in almost as soon as it was announced and bought all of them tickets up. And some people in the regular world got them as well. But listen, it's super dope that Kev on Stage is partnering with Dreamville, and especially Ari Lennox, who's one of my favorite R&B singers. I also think she's funny. We're doing a stand-up comedy show in DC. It'll be tonight or Wednesday by the time this airs publicly. And I just want to say that's super dope. And shout out to Joshy Gons for setting that up. He's amazing. Really excited. All the comedians are really excited. Mel Mitchell, Paris Sachet, Ty Davis, and Takara are on the lineup. I'm just hosting, and I'll do a little jokey joke here, but it's really about the ladies. Ari Lennox album, Age, Sex, Location, I believe is out today, 9/6, if not 9/9, but it is out this week for sure. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. It's out this week, so check that out. She's a friend of the pod, even if she ain't been out on the pod yet. Yeah, September 9th, so it'll be out this Friday. So check that out. All right. Angel and I watched Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul. This is a movie that was on the Peacock and in theaters, I believe. It's also kind of crazy that we is watching movies on Peacock. I know. Is theaters. It's just like the movie industry is changing. And I don't mind watching comedies or dramas on streaming. I do prefer to see big action films in theaters, your Avengers, your things like that. I don't be wanting the Avengers to be like this big.
Right. I agree with you on that.
I be wanting the full experience. And I still enjoy going to the movies. However, it's much easier to get me to watch a movie if I can stream it, because I ain't got to go nowhere. I got to do is hit download. So we watched Honk for Jesus. And as always, most things about the church are polarizing. The thing that's interesting, and Candace Marie Benbow wrote about this, the social media response on Twitter and Instagram is very different than the social media response on Facebook. Facebook tend to be seasoned saints. Twitter and Instagram seem to be younger saints, church kids, Angel and I's age. Facebook tend to be our parents, our uncles and aunts tend to be on Facebook. Before I give my thoughts, Angel, as a church kid yourself, I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay. Do you want to hear it from a Christian standpoint or a theater actress that appreciates more about film than just?
Give them both to me. Give me the actress first, and then the church kids.
Actress first. I feel like I wish it would have went somewhere. I felt like it left me wanting some form of real ending. My husband, I think, worded it perfectly. It felt like, oh, okay, the next episode, we'll see what happens, right? that was the only thing I felt like they did. Dark, twisted humor, which I love. But it was more so I was just like, even though I know what the story is based off of, which so funny, I didn't know anything about Honk for Jesus before I started watching it. So then
really
anything. Yeah, I was just like, it's two Black people I love, and it's about them being mega pastors. I'm gonna watch it. I don't care what the premise is. So spoiler alert, halfway through, when I realized that this was mirroring all the scandal around Eddie Long, I was like, what? So the Christian girl in me was like, yes, let's talk about it. Yep. I was here for every piece of it. Every single piece of it. And I be forgetting because I grew up with the older people in church. Like my sister Melissa was in town. She's only 4 years older than me, but she is still very much so in the world of going to church with people where there are elders, where there are people who have, where the deacon still saying pray on one knee.
Hey, devotion. You talking about devotion. There wasn't no praise team when you did devotion. It was one person.
Come on. And she was saying how, like, there are so many people that were so mad about this movie. Like,
what were they
so
mad? What was their thing they were mad about? To make the church
mad? I think, I feel like this movie, wow, they took a definite like pull from the headlines, pull from quotes and documents that literally happened in what was that, 2014? I can't remember exactly when all that went down. I think church don't like for people that are not in church to tell them what we ain't doing right and what we doing wrong. It comes off it's sacrilegious. It's, how dare you make pastors seem as if they are just for the attention that they don't have, that their will is ill, when it's just like, but this be happening sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, if a whole nigga named Judas could actually be with Jesus and act a fool, us who ain't actually with him gonna act a plumb fool, and we didn't even get to smell his breath. We didn't even get to touch him. Judas was third. He was third and still acted a fool. So we gonna act a fool. We ain't never even seen the man. So that's my thoughts.
Listen, that's an interesting point of view. Paul, who denied Jesus? Paul?
Yes, Paul.
Paul denied Jesus and cussed the people out. Paul was like, nah, I told y'all to know the MFer. Now stop asking me. Scram you. And Jesus told him he was going to do. He was like, me? I would never.
Me? Absolutely not.
Who the Jesus? I know a Jerome. I know a Jerry. Jerry from Galilee, from Gethsemane. I don't know Jesus, though.
I know a Jesus.
Peter. It was Peter.
Oh, Peter.
I've been following. Yeah, y'all know I know the Bible, a little bit of it. Here's my thoughts. Couple thoughts. The writers are Adama Ebo and Adane Ebo, I believe. Let me tell you what I thought in order of Church Kid first. Well, actually, producer of Churchy Content first. This was one of the few times, if ever, you could tell actual church people had written something, not Hollywood people writing about something they don't really know about. This was in some ways, although it was a dark comedy, satirical, the scandal part was almost a documentary.
Yes.
That part wasn't, that was almost like how Lifetime movies and Law and Order episodes be pulling directly from the headlines, right? That wasn't it was a satirical point of view, but it wasn't just, I mean, that one was very close to Eddie Long's, scandal. But there's all type of pastors, black, white, and other, who have had scandals. Men, women, cheating. I mean, I'm talking about Hillsong's pastor. He bigger probably globally than even Joe. Yeah, absolutely. Hillsong is a much bigger global church than what's your boy Joe's church called?
I don't know the name of this church.
Lakewood, right? But all types of mega pastors have had scandal. The specific scandal was Eddie Long to a T.
Yes.
You agree with Angel that black folks, we have a that ain't nobody's business stuff in the house, stay in the house about our personal families and about our church. We got to cover him. We got to cover him.
Yeah.
Oh no, the devil is busy. Listen, the devil don't be having nothing to do with these scandals. It be the man going and doing stuff, and we will absolve the individual of all his responsibility and give all of it to the devil. See, come to steal, kill, and destroy. That man willingly went out there, pulled his pants down, stuck that peen in a vagine that had no covenant. And then when that baby was born, the devil had done got him, caused him. The devil was like, I was busy working on this. I got a little project going. I'm trying to get Cam to eat unhealthy again. I ain't even got to work with him. We went down on his own desire. Y'all got to stop blaming me for stuff. I am busy. The rapture could be any day. I was not focused on that, man. He did that on himself. Okay, give me the stuff that I do. I'll take that, but I don't want credit for stuff that I didn't even do. So that part, I was like, oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Whew. Oh, y'all went there. And y'all was up in it, right? I was uncomfortable. You know, in Candace's article, she said, and this is really what this film made me feel. Remember when Pastor would say something that would ting on the message? The message would ting on the people, and he would say, if you can't say amen, say ouch. This movie was, if you can't say amen, say ouch. You can't be mad at the actual representation of things that have actually happened. This wasn't pastor stealing the money. He's doing this. This is stuff that I remember happening some 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And this isn't even necessarily new stuff. And this isn't even relegated to mega church pastors. And this was another common theme of people in the church. You're making all pastors look bad. Here's the thing about the church. If it bleeds, it leads is news everywhere, right? You're not going to get Mike Todd goes more viral for spitting in his hand and wiping it on his face than for giving away millions of dollars every Christmas. I'm talking about millions of dollars. That never goes as viral as a spit. People love to jump. There's probably 30 churches on the one street that I take to take my sons to school. Hardly any of those pastors probably have a scandal. Of course, the majority of pastors are doing right. But ain't nobody going to write a story about that because that's what people want to see. And that ain't the thing that's going to get the clicks and the views. We, as humans, we want to see the car accident, right? I be driving, it be traffic. I be like, what is these people doing, stupid drivers? And then when you see the car accident, I be the main one. Ooh, that was on fire. Shit. I'm doing
Listen. When I see the car, sorry. When I see the car accident, I immediately think, I hope they have Policy Genius, because having life insurance through your job may not be enough. Most people need up to 10 times more coverage to properly provide for their families. And coverage through work isn't portable. If you leave your job, your policy doesn't go with you, meaning a gap in coverage when you need it most. Let me tell you, having 4 children and setting up this life that I have for them, I know without a shadow of a doubt that if I were to perish anytime in the near future, my income leaving the house, or even on the other end, my husband's income leaving the house, my children's life would be hugely uprooted and upset, not just by the loss of me, but the loss of the income in the household that helps our family do the things that we do, live the life that we have. So I truly did not feel secure and comfortable until I actually got our life insurance policy into place. And I can honestly say we use Policy Genius to both get my husband's coverage and my coverage. How it works, let me tell you. Policy Genius is an insurance marketplace that makes it easy to compare quotes from top companies like AIG and Prudential in one place to find your lowest price on life insurance. You can save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius. Options start at just $17 a month for $500,000 of coverage. Just click the link in the description or head to policygenius.com to get a personalized quote in minutes and find the right policy for your needs. The licensed agents at Policy Genius work for you, not the insurance company. They're on hand through the entire process to help you understand your options so that you can make decisions with confidence. Head to policygenius.com and get your free life insurance quote and see how much you could save. Thanks, Policy Genius.
All right. So a couple of things about the movie that I wanted to talk about. One, I think Sterling K. Brown, right? I'm going to talk about him and Regina King. Actually, let me talk about Regina first.
Oh, come on.
I think she is the number one actress I want to work with. That woman is funnier than she gets credit for. But when it came down to really nailing that first lady stuff and like how they go through the depths of hell with these men, the emotions of like, I want to leave him, talking to her mom and her mom being like, she's like, when did you, I don't remember exactly what she said, but like, when did you stop? And she said, when I buried that man. And Regina Hall. God dog it, why y'all both got to be good? Both of the Reginas, I would work with you.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you said Hall. I was like,
Because you know who I'm saying. She's funny every time, right? The Nuck If You Buck scene with them both rapping was funny. Also, one of the writers said neither of them knew the lyrics to that song, and they took a week of rehearsing just to get it. It was very funny. But the funny I always see her do. But when she switched that praise dance scene, when she was like feeling like she made a fool, I said, when she snapped into that dead presidents, I was like, oh. But that conversation with her mom, when she gave your boy the business when he was practicing his message, I was like, first of all, Regina, listen.
Yeah.
I ain't seen a lot of movies. Give her the Oscar nom. To me, I know Oscar comedies don't be getting nominated, even dark comedies and Black women, you got to have the performance of your lifetime. But Regina Hall, and I honestly had to, look at it. I said, man, I could probably see some similarities between me and the pastor, not the scandal part, but just
like, don't get confused.
Don't get confused. This is something we talked about on Marriage Be Hard conversation with Kirk Franklin and Tammy Franklin too. Y'all check that out. But I was really looking in the mirror at myself, like, I need to give my wife more credit on the stuff she does as well. But her acting there was phenomenal, just phenomenal. And Sterling K. Brown's character, him never apologizing and refusing to even acknowledge the harm he did. And even at the last scene when that boy came and he didn't know how he was going to react. First of all, that felt real because it was like he didn't know if he was going to pull a gun on him, try to fight him, laughing. But when he was like, I was saving souls, like, boy, you ain't going to take credit for none bit of harm you did, is you?
None.
And as an actor portraying a character, that person cannot see their wrong, cannot apologize, because to apologize is to acknowledge I did something wrong, even though it is obvious to everyone around you that you did wrong. He is like, nah. And one more thing I want to say, Nicole B. Howry be acting, okay? That guy's name, I think it's Confidence. They play the other pastors, the younger pastors.
Okay, yeah, the co-pastors, the husband and wife team
of the new thing. So I saw this on Twitter. This, I don't really be getting a lot of symbolism and camera work. I just be watching stuff. But they were saying they had a theory that, remember how they shot that scene? It was like them two. And they were saying, and I thought this was interesting, that Nicole B. Howry and her husband, they are just earlier in the timeline of what was that? Oh my God, Sterling K. Brown's character, Lee Childress.
I don't remember. I don't remember character names.
Lee Curtis
and Trinity.
I can't remember their last names, but y'all is just early in the process, but y'all going down the same path. And eventually y'all gonna be the same person. And I said, oh, what you say?
It was a little different though, which I loved, which also pulls from the actual story. So Trinity was a first lady.
Yeah.
Nicole's character was a co-pastor.
That's the evolution.
Yeah. And she was allowed in a way to show how hungry she was.
Oh yeah.
She was allowed, there was I think a lot of times we expect pastors to be very humble about wanting to grow their church, as if the growth of the church is just about winning souls for Christ, right? And that probably is at the core, but also there is a feeling of being on top of your game to be the biggest, the best.
Truly.
So to see them purposefully be like, oh, we're going to move this date up off of Easter.
Dog.
You ain't getting no members. Let me tell you what, you're not getting not now one of them back, because now is our time to shine. It is not
church pastors be ambitious people too, right?
Yes.
We got to save the most souls. We got to help the most people. We got to give the most to the community. You can have pure intention, but you can be driven by ego just like anybody else. You want to have the most followers. You want to have the most video views. You want to give the most to the hungry. And all. We are human beings first. The Bible says, born into sin, shaping into iniquity. We got to fight that thing because we designed to be like that. You know, that's why I can't be no pastor. People be like, hey, why you don't pastor? I want to be if pastors, I'm taking on Joel. If you gonna be in the old Rockets stadium, I got to be in Staples. I got to be at the Rams stadium. I got to be having 50,000, right? And that desire sometimes can mess with your moral compass. One thing, were you about to say something?
I will, but you say what you're gonna say, and then I'll bring up with my thing.
Okay. So one thing they were talking about in the comments that I totally forgot was the sex scene where Sterling K. Character, Lee Curtis, he didn't want no coochie. He did not like that. He offered it up as a living sacrifice. He said, I want you to do this thing because this pumping, I don't like it in there. I want. And then he couldn't even, he was like, and at that moment I was like, oh no, it's going to go this way. I didn't know which way it was going to go.
I still didn't know. I was like, because I don't automatically think if a woman's on her stomach that a penis is going in her butt. So I was still like, wow, he doesn't want to see her face. As a man, he's just not. I literally.
What was you thinking now?
That it was because they had not mentioned anything about there being guys involved. It was just a sex scandal. It was so I'm just saying, and so it wasn't until Regina was in the Jezebel store, whatever it was called, with the hats in her. She was distracted by the young men that I was just like, wait a second. Oh, then everything started. Marcus probably got it 10 minutes after that because he didn't know nothing about no Eddie Long or what happened. He was like, so wait, he was into young girls? And I was like, no, babe. No.
You got the young part. We were doing charade. All right, keep that first part. What's the opposite of that?
But the part that I wanted to mention that I don't know if anybody else noticed because I kept rewinding because I can be sometimes a very irritating person to watch TV or watch movies with because I'm not just watching for the plot a lot of times. I'm looking at the cinematography, I'm looking at the lighting, I'm listening to the sound mixing, and I will comment. I'll be like, "Oh, yes." Or I'll be sitting there trying to come up with the budget for a scene.
You got to stop, Angel. You got to focus.
Oh, it'd be so good to me. So during the Honk for Jesus scene where the mime scene eventually happens.
Yeah.
They change lens multiple times so that the ratio of the screen changes. So you go from where you have black bars on the side, like you have the image and there's black bars, to it being more like a film. And there were bars at the bottom. So you end up feeling a lot closer than what you did before, which can feel very uncomfortable.
When they snapped on her face, when she had that makeup on.
They kept going to film, which film gives you a more of an intimate, like you are almost inside the person's mind instead of watching like a documentary.
Yeah.
I was like when it happened the first time, I was like, wait a second. I said, did they change lens? What just happened? Went back and then I saw it going back and forth and I was like, oh, what an interesting way to like get us from seeing this as just, like you said, a satirical dramedy, but more so I think they were trying to hit home the psychological turmoil that Trinity's character was going through of how much longer am I going to be this man's clown? Yeah. Just so the vision that I have doesn't die because of his actions, right? Yeah. It was just, I don't know. It was very weird. That's when it got really, really, really dark. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I felt like you talked about that a week or two ago about how film as a medium just with where the camera's placed can give you the viewer, like, even if you can't put words to what you're feeling, you'd be like, ooh, she probably thinking this. I mean, she said some of that, but when it started on her face and she wasn't smiling, I was just like, I'm so sorry you have to do that. And how embarrassing. And praise dancing is outdated to me. K&K Mom, y'all was popping in 95. But boy, they ain't had a new move. This, we get it. We got to.
It's the, you know what I hate? It is the crackhead fiending shake. That. It's the I'm going through withdrawals for Jesus that pisses me off. That's what it looks like. It makes me so mad.
It was so funny though. Like, it was funny and sad, right? And listen, the old saints and people, and listen, if you feel like this makes the church look bad, you are right. But if you've been on Instagram the last 10 years, people always make the church look bad because people are bad. And this is not new. Yeah. This predates the internet. It predates modern society. Like you were saying about the Bible days, Jesus' closest disciples was acting up. David was a man after God's own heart. He sent for a woman's husband to be killed so he could have sex with her. Some people believe because he was the king, he couldn't be refused. So it was basically like sexual assault. But nobody, like, you go through the Bible, all the heroes have dark stories. That's all. We are all all have sinned and fallen short of the glory. So it's okay to be embarrassed, because if the church is something that is important to you, and people, like when the dude Asher the Movado, he was saying in his apology, he was saying, if I embarrass the church or cast it in a bad light, if the church is important to you, it's sacred to you, which it is to a lot of people, and me included, I be feeling embarrassed because I be trying to represent Christ as well. And I know how people go and say, when something happened, this is why I left the church. This is why I left the church. This is why I left the church. You know, we be wanting Christ to be represented properly, but Christian, the Latin is IAN, to be like Christ. It is the striving to be like him. We will never attain, We will never attain, but it's the striving, the reach, the hope. Humanity is the failure, that perfection and all that is always going to be just outside of our grasp. We're always going to be struggling. Tell me why? Why? It's just, tell them that it's human nature. Why did
Come on?
This is who we are. We are failures. I be trying to eat right. And listen, Porto's introduced a churro covered croissant. You think I didn't order 4? I know they ain't good for me. Ain't nothing good up in there, but I like it. And I want to eat it. And I have it. I try to be the best husband. I falter, I struggle. I try to be the best father. I falter, I struggle. I try to be the best friend, communicator. Our life is a mere existence of struggles and failures until we die.
Yeah.
That's it. We never will get it. We never will.
Be embarrassed. Be embarrassed. You be embarrassed when the church messes up.
I'd be embarrassed. I know it's like secondhand embarrassment. It's not like, I'll just be like, oh man, here we go.
You know why I don't? Because even though I do know the church is the body, when individuals mess up, I see it as an individual messes up. And I don't want anybody to have that much say so over what it is to be a Christian, that their actions represent the whole of us. I feel like we have that enough as Black people, where we're just like, oh, people are like, you set Black people back 40 years. One person?
Right.
No. That was an individual who made an individual mistake. Yes, there are bigger consequences for people who are in leadership, that have a lot of people that are like trying to watch them and live their life by example. But I think that's probably the reason why churches be covering up so many scandals, is because of the secondhand embarrassment. Instead of you as a person, you need help.
Yeah.
You done effed up. Instead, it becomes a thing of, oh, if we allow this fact to be true about our pastor, then the whole church has a crap stain in their drawers. versus.
I'm sorry, go ahead. My bad.
Oh, sorry, just versus as I think it would be easier to be able to hold everyone accountable, because that's kind of it's not our job as Christians. I won't say that, but it can be a helping hand when you have people around you that understand the lifestyle you're trying to walk. Yeah. But I think it would be a lot easier to protect the people that need to be protected in the church, which are the victims, if we didn't see that anybody in leadership need to be protected, so that the face of Christianity isn't, is without blemish. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I agree 100%. I also think if we took that approach and admitted fault, a lot of times people just want people to be like, yeah, I messed up, bro. In life and in church, I tripped, I slipped, I messed up, my bad. I want to be better, right? But like our parents, these pastors, these people, that acknowledgement is beyond their capability. I also want to say this too, that movie was filmed at Bishop Polk's church. It's spelled differently than this, but he was a Wahite gentleman who had a scandal that was huge. I had never heard of this man. I saw people talking about it on Twitter. I looked him up. I was like, hey, the black pastor. And the reason I didn't know about him, because he was a Wahite gentleman. That was his church, right? Big scandal. Olivia Pope. I mean, his scandal was like nationwide. Happened early in the 90s. And listen, my church knowledge goes mostly for black folks. I don't be knowing about all the other stuff. But yeah, I think that is a major deterrent. The refusal to acknowledge hurt, harm, mistakes. And listen, people are the church, right? When people say the black church hurt me, there's not an entity that's the black church.
Come on.
People are black and in the church, right? So there's no overseeing body that oversees all the black churches in America. It's usually your pastor, your mother, your person, your deacon, your choir director, your person that upset you, offended you, all that type of stuff. And I think it's because when we call ourselves Christians, we expect more from each other, but really, we ain't really no better. We just trying to be better.
Exactly. Listen, I think that's probably I remember my one of my pastors hurt my feelings when I was 16 years old. And when I tell you that made me see everybody clearly after that, I was like, wait, you coming after me? I'm 16. I am but a child.
Yeah.
That made me go, oh, they niggas just like me. Okay, yes. I got it. And I think it's sometimes hard, especially like even with the dude in the movie that came up to him that was cleaning up trash and was just like, I know that they're saying about you ain't true because you helped me get my life together. I think a lot of times we think there's a binary thing where if you do evil, there's no way the Lord could have ever spoke to you. There's no way you could have blessed my life in a way that was life-changing, that I actually got me together. There is absolutely no way you could be doing all the things that you are preaching about are wrong. And then you do it yourself, where it's not. We are complex creatures, especially complex creatures that are saying we're going to deny ourselves things that our body is literally saying, go do. Like you bring up dieting all the time. You always are like, I am trying, but the devil is trying to keep me eating food that I'm not supposed to have. Now, if you were getting HelloFresh like I was, it would make your life so much easier, okay? Because with HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients, seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Now more than ever, we're all looking for ways to save money. In fact, HelloFresh is 25% less expensive than takeout and even cheaper than grocery shopping too. HelloFresh is here to make your hectic fall weekends a little easier and a lot more delicious. Their quick and easy meals include 20-minute meals, low prep, easy cleanup options, and take the stress out of mealtime with time-saving, no-fuss recipes ready in a snap. Enjoy the freshest fall flavors. Every HelloFresh recipe includes just pick produce that travels from the farm to your door in less than a week. Literally last night, I made some, it was paninis with fresh vegetables. It had red onions that I roasted along with yellow peppers, plus sauteed zucchini. I did the bougiest thing I've ever done because of HelloFresh. I made my own aioli. Okay. It was mayonnaise, Italian seasoning, olive oil, salt, and pepper. It was delicious. The kids loved it. And there was no way I was going to come up with that on my own. I can tell you that right. If I ever say I did, know that I lied, because HelloFresh is what is getting me through these evenings. There's always something new on the menu, from family friendly to fit and wholesome, or even veggie recipes. There's something to please everyone. You can easily customize your meals with Hello Custom by swapping proteins or sides, upgrading your proteins, or even adding proteins to a veggie meal. It's never been easier to eat your way. Green Chef and Every Plate are now owned by HelloFresh, and with a wider array of meals to choose from, there's something for everyone. You can switch between brands, and now our listeners can enjoy both brands with a discount on us. Go to HelloFresh.com/SK16.
SK16.
And use code SK16.
SK16.
For 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. Again, go to HelloFresh.com/SK16.
Yeah, SK16.
Use code SK16.
SK16.
For 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. That's HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. And if you didn't hear me when I said it the first time, okay, it's probably because you ain't got on your Raycons.
You ain't got them on.
You can't hear it because you ain't got them on, all right? Lately, I've been listening to the Renaissance album, okay, a lot on repeat. Because who gonna break my soul? I know Raycons won't, and they ain't gonna break my budget either. And they ain't gonna break my eardrum, even though I'm gonna be able to hear really well. It's been great. And one reason it's been great listening to is because I use my Raycon wireless earbuds to do it. Raycon's everyday earbuds look and feel and sound better than ever with optimized gel tips for the perfect in-ear fit. These earbuds are so comfortable and they will not budge. Trust me. Raycons will give you 8 hours of playtime and 32-hour battery life. Raycons are priced just right, and you'll get quality audio at half the price of other premium audio brands. It's no wonder Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 50,000 5-star reviews. Listen, the little gel tips, that's probably one of my favorite features because I actually have the tiniest little ear canals. So regular earbuds by other brands, they hurt after about 20 minutes. With Raycons, the fit is perfect and they don't fall out, and the sound is great. You can try to get some little cheap little things. I'm gonna tell you, you might as well have Beyonce whispering very quietly into your ear, because you're not going to be able to hear, especially if you're on a plane. You're going to want something that has quality sound to drown out the sound of the engine and the air condition. And Raycons does all of that. Again, I love listening to music now. It actually helps me like calm myself and focus. And, you know, with me and my husband working together, I can't just blast music through the house. So being able to pop in my Raycons, press play on Renaissance, no skips. I'm able to have a great time. Okay. So go to buyraycon.com/SK today.
SK today.
Well, no, today is not the thing, but SK is to get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/SK.
SK.
Just for 15% off buyraycon.com/SK.
SK. Listen, I think this is an interesting point. We're talking about the Black church is not overseeing body, and this comment says, but there's a culture though, it feels universal. That's the Black experience, feels universal. Angel and I didn't meet each other until 2014, 15, 12, depending on if you believe when I said it or the lie she says.
You a lie.
But you know, our experiences are very similar. It's how Black people all have grocery bags under the thing. Who tells somebody to do this? I don't know. We are a communal people. We share secrets somehow all across our life, all across the nation, even across the Caribbean and in the UK. Black folks gonna be doing the things Black folks does. You understand? So I think that part is why it feels universal, but it's still very personal. And I think people make common mistakes. And we were talking about that the last scene where Angel was saying the guy said, "You changed me. You did something good." My wife always says this term, 2 things can be true. You can have changed somebody's life and been a very positive impact, and you could have destroyed somebody's life. Pee and cum come out of the same penis.
No, I didn't know where we were going.
Waste and pleasure come out the same hole. Sometimes you pee and sometimes it's semen. That's the same hole, that same urethra. The urethra carry both of them. One feels amazing. Honestly, sometimes peeing feels amazing. But listen, and well, some people do and pleasure go in that same.
You know what, Kevin? I don't know where this is going, but I will say my husband was over here doing. Marcus was over here doing sensual dances while I was trying to focus. Jesus. Regardless.
Get past the grotesqueness, and it's the truth. Waste and pleasure come from the same thing. All right. Watch the movie, get your own thoughts, and watch Churchy. Also coming soon. It won't be as dark as this. But it is, I'm very proud of it. Let me tell you what. This is a plea of truth. The ladies who made this, bless them, this was produced by Jordan Peele. Let me tell you what Churchy is. Produced by Kevin and Melissa.
Come on.
Financed by Kevin and Melissa.
Come on.
It wasn't my life savings into Churchy, but a lot of days on that road, a lot of days shooting stuff I didn't want to shoot, being on set and telling myself, this is going to pay for Churchy. This is going to pay for Churchy. And I'm going to tell y'all straight up and down, and I ain't going to lie to you. I had greenlit a season 2 regardless. I just went over the budget. I ungreenlit season 2. I'm a regular network. I'm going to look at the numbers and the subscriptions, and if it warrants a season 2, I'm going to do it. Now, I'm going to tell you what it is about owning a network. You have high hopes. Well, let me tell you what people do. And I'm not admonishing you. I'm just telling you from business point of view. People buy the app, by and large. Now, a lot of the stage crew, they is in there from day one. They ain't going nowhere. They believe in it. A lot of people, and I mean stage crew as the whole of the support. But a lot of other people, and I'm not admonishing you, I'm just telling you when I look at the numbers. Good show come on, they buy. Good show go off, they cancel. Love on Stage come on, they subscribe. Love on Stage go off, they cancel. Workplace comedy come on, they buy. It go off, they cancel. All the shows have that ebb and flow. If people don't buy and stay, if they don't get yearly subscription, I can't afford to pay for a show like that again and not have the app come through. I love y'all. I got to go a different route. So we will see if it's gonna come back. We don't know. And that's just business owner, father, husband, friend. I also got children to leave an inheritance to. I also got a wife that I got to listen to. I also got a bank account that I got to watch dwindle. Listen, this ain't no sketch, right? If the people don't respond in a way that it can pay for itself, God bless y'all. I'm making something else.
Kevin.
Or selling it.
What'd you say?
Or selling it and having somebody in Hollywood pay for it.
Or how would you feel about that? Would you be able to deal with having to not be the final say?
I don't even know, Angel, and I'm being honest with you. Some ways, a lot of other shows I could do that with. This show, it would be so hard to have someone who doesn't have the experience be the sayer sower and the final person, because I don't have to answer to nobody. And on a lot of stuff I do, I wouldn't mind. But on this show, this is my sacred cow.
You would have to be the showrunner. You would have to negotiate.
And I would have to say, I would rather not be able to do it than to do it in a way I didn't believe was honest and authentic, because I believe a lot of times Hollywood don't get those stories told correctly. And this is why people pass on this show. And I get why they pass. They got to reach a lot of people. And this show is for a specific group of people. And they be passing because they be like, well, what is middle America going to think? I don't care.
BET Plus is going to buy it.
If BET Plus bought it and I talked to Mr. BET or Miss BET and told them this is what I'm finna do, and they'd be like, yeah. Or we make something else where I don't care as much, because we would be in some tussles. You understand me? But anyway, moving on.
And they would let you be the showrunner. Go ahead. Let's move on.
Yeah, moving on. This was an interesting thing that got in the world. Dang it. Did I not put it in there?
Which thing?
Anyway, the top 5 male vocalists, did you see that in there?
Nah.
Okay, I've been working so hard to Victory. She puts the links in a nice way, and I be trying to do that, but a lot of times I actually forget to put it in the right place. Anyway, this thing went viral the other day, and it was like, we always talk about top 5 women singers. What are your top 5 male vocalists? And since it wasn't the docket, Angel, I'll go for my 5.
You go first while I think.
I'll go for my 5 because I double checked and I just let it in there and didn't go. Now, these aren't necessarily in order, but to me, these are the best vocalists that I've heard. And obviously, as a church kid, I'm going to lean in that direction more. I'm going to tell you who I think is the best vocalist that I've ever heard personally of any genre. You can debate me. You'll never be right to me. You can choose who you want to choose. Okay? His name is Anthony Charles Williams II. I knew him as Tone. Currently, he goes by B. Slade. When I tell you, this man has power, he has range, he got falsetto, he got acrobatics, he has tone, he has everything. To me, that is the greatest voice I'd have never heard. Okay? To meet Kevin, Anthony Charles Williams II. The rest, you can put him any place. One of my favorites is, he's my friend, he's my brother, he's my pastor. From Perfecting Church, Bishop Marvin L. Winans. He has a smooth and sultry voice. And it just be, he could have sang R&B. He could have been with Gerald Levert and them and Eddie. You know, if he wasn't in the Winans, he could have been in the Leverts and them. He could have had his own group. The way he sang, some panties probably would have came off. Some church panties probably came off. Somebody probably made Sweet Love to some of them whining songs, you know, because some church people wasn't going to listen to no R&B. They was going to listen to gospel. They probably made some Sweet Love to them whining songs. But Marvin L. Winans could have sang some panties off if he so felt. Tone is not from Sacramento. He is from San Diego.
Okay, attitude match.
Another one of my favorites is Daryl Coley. I just found out not long ago that Bleeding Gums Simpsons episode where the guy is singing the national anthem for a long time, black dude for 20, 30 minutes, the whole, I didn't realize that was Daryl Coley. I didn't see that episode. I'd only seen the Yeah, I didn't realize that was Daryl Coley. But Daryl Coley, When Sunday Comes, is one of the best vocal performances of my entire life. One of my early jokes, my early stand-up jokes, I used to basically mime that whole song like I was singing it. And as I look back, I was like, well, you stayed in that bit for a minute, because that song like 4 or 5 minutes long, like just him with Sunday Sunday. Oh.
Yeah.
So I love Daryl Coley. I love Luther Vandross. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize so much of his music was covers. I thought they were all originals, but I saw a TikTok the other day that was showing like the best covers, like covers that are so good that you forget that artist is not the original artist. And he had like 3 or 4 of them were his songs.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna say Joe. Joe just got a pure, great voice. I love Joe's voice. I love Joe's voice. So that's my 5. Tone, Marvin Winans, Daryl Coley, Marvin Sapp. I already said Marvin Winans. Luther and Joe.
Okay. I'm probably not going to name not a gospel singer.
That's okay, Angel. You wouldn't say it like that.
Absolutely not. Young Michael Jackson.
Baby Michael.
Baby Michael, one of the best. Now, Michael, light-skinned Michael with the white woman voice, not here for.
I get it.
But Michael with his original nose, young Michael, sings.
Yeah.
I would also say, this is going to sound crazy, but I don't care.
Okay.
El DeBarge.
L?
That man's
a big L DeBarge song. I just heard it the other day.
Ooh,
I like
it. Bitty. You send chills up my spine.
Have you heard Duran Bernard's version of that?
Yes, I have.
Woo!
He can sing.
Woo!
I prefer L's, but he can sing.
Oh, I get it. But Duran Bernard, that boy sings the musical notes.
Oh no, he got a voice.
DeBarge's Tiny Desk is great, by the way.
He performed at Essence. He was there. He performed before all the big acts came on. And that man was still hitting every single last one of them notes.
Really?
Yes. There's another guy that most of you all probably don't know. And why am I forgetting his last name? Let me look him up. His name is Michael. And I have his album.
Bublé?
Huh?
Bublé?
No, he's a black dude. He's a black dude with locks. God dang it. Hold on. My friend David manages him. I'm gonna figure it out before we finish. But anyways, he is one of those. What'd you say?
Michael with the locks is enough in a black conversation.
Yeah, Michael with the locks. He is like a Broadway singer. He could probably hit notes that some women can't sing. Usher, I love his voice. It's just it don't bother me. It don't, you know what I'm saying?
That's a good compliment coming from black. You know, his voice just don't bother me. It don't bother me.
It doesn't bother me. And sometimes I feel like Kilgore? Yes, thank you, Michael Kilgore. Michael Kilgore can outsing almost everybody I done put on this list. Sings down. And then who else? Somebody sultry. I actually prefer, like, while women, I love hard singers. For most men, I like a nice softer, like velvety.
Yeah.
So it would either be like either a Luther or Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye's got an amazing voice too. He would be an honorable mention. He ain't never did wrong.
And I would put Joe up there too. Joe, you are correct. Joe, let me tell you, that voice don't quit. I don't care about nobody else.
He is technically sound. The
fact they say it was a big rich town. That song had a hold on us.
Remember when they tried to switch it to Trey Songz or whatever?
When they let that little baby goat on that song, we were like, get him off.
We almost stormed the Capitol, not the United States. We were just going to go to New York and be like, to the power offices and be like, put it back.
Put it back. That
like
thing lasted for one.
50
Cent was like, come on off of here. I'm sorry, bruh. I know I asked you to do it. But don't do it.
Don't do it. I got to go to the bathroom real quick, and I can't hold it. So while I go, we're going to listen to Duran Bernard's version of I Like It, and I'll be right back.
No, we're going to do, I think is it time for an ad? No?
Is it?
Okay, well, listen to you go pee, because I got to do the same.
Okay.
We'll be back, guys.
We'll be right back. I can't hold. I've been drinking a lot of water. I've been trying to do right.
Friend.
I pee so much more. I just want to go back to soda.
But you look so great. I like it. I really like it.
What do you like, Urgel?
Huh?
What do you like?
The song. That song. What
else do you like?
I love Ritual. It's more than liking it. Does your probiotic contain clinically studied strains? Meet one that does. Ritual Symbiotic Plus contains 2 of the world's most studied strains and over 350 publications of human clinical trials. Let me tell you about Ritual. Okay.
All right, tell me about it. Other people.
Ritual Symbiotic Plus. I'm trying not to be too TMI, But when you are thinking about digestive health, when you thinking about being able to feel good about what you putting down when you dropping off kids at the pool, you get what I'm saying. Ritual be getting me right. Ritual Probiotic Plus. Okay. It's smooth sailing. You understand me? You overheard? You get what I'm saying? That's not it. This is more so about your overall gut health. And that is what the Symbiotic Plus is here to like support you in. Understand? Ritual is designed to thrive. It's delayed release capsule designed to help reach the colon, not the stomach. I done told y'all multiple times where this stuff is supposed to go. The colon, don't let nobody tell you different, is an ideal place for probiotics to survive and grow. No refrigeration needed. Designed with moisture control bottle technology to protect the probiotic strains. Symbiotic Plus and Ritual are here to celebrate, not hide your insides. There's no more shame in your gut game. That's why Ritual is offering our listeners 10% off during their first 3 months. Visit ritual.com/crew with a K.
Crew with a K.
To start your ritual or add Symbiotic Plus to your subscription today.
The other thing that went viral, which is what made the male singers go viral. The first thing that went viral was, of these 4, one got to go. Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Beyonce, and Adele.
My Adele, what? Get out of here. Hello, goodbye. I don't want that sad white girl music. I don't need it. Give me my little biracial Messiah.
Voice. Just pure voice. Just voice.
I am just pure voice. I don't want to hear her no more. Bye.
You know what? This is not how Adele sounds.
Oh. There was a song she sings that I just now realized I didn't know the words to. What was she saying? What's one of her Kevin, tell me one of her popular songs.
What?
What was she saying? Adele. Popular songs. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. What was she saying? Popular songs. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Put in Mahu there and see.
Hold on. Let me see if it's this song.
This is a funny comment. I never said put on that new Adele.
Ever. Nobody's ever said it. You put on Adele to be sad.
Throw that new Adele on.
What is this? Hold on. Is it Chasing Pavements? It might be.
Chasing Pavements is my jam, but I didn't know when she said my who did in there.
If I ever figure out what song it was, I was like, the subtitles that came up, it was like showing, and I was like, that's what she's saying. I'm here, child.
I'm trying to figure out what song you were singing.
It's not easy on me, but I wish I could remember.
Is it one of her early? Is it before? Is it Chasing Pavements or God?
Sing Chasing Pavements. Sing this verse. Start it.
Chasing Pavements is
I remember the hook.
Chasing Pavements in
Get up. Keep on chasing pavements.
In it. Even if it mean no way.
Give me a verse of something.
To the rain. Is that it? Back and burn.
Yes.
You didn't know that was Adele?
I knew it was Adele. I didn't know what she was saying.
Oh.
I was like, just like fire to the left. Watch it burn. Help them say, I believe. Yeah. Just like
a terrible Vegas, when Vegas be having the this ain't the real nigga show, but not even like the Cirque du Soleil. It'd be the ones at the Tropicana. It'd be like introducing Lil Charles as Prince, and he'd be having his hair be like this. Be like, nigga, that is not Prince. That's just a light skinned man.
yes.
You'd be having the Great Value version. That's what you sound like.
And just like fire to the left, watch
You
it
sound
burn from left to the way.
You know when the biopics don't get they can't license the music. They gotta
They
make
need to call me. Angel, what do you think this song sounds like? Oh, you talking about just like fire to the left, watch it burn me to the left.
I just want to say I was listening to Beyonce's Renaissance album. Her backgrounds, I was in the two things back to back, and I didn't realize how much their background vocals of themselves sound good. Beyonce's Renaissance album and Michael Jackson's Off the Wall. I was listening to the background. I was like, bro, Mike was in there stacking these vocals. You hear me? And I feel like we don't talk about Off the Wall enough. That is a great, great album. A great album. So anyway, this is something that I thought we was over this, boy, but white people, they just can't take it. So this article was titled, When Wokeness Comes to Middle Earth, Why Some Say Diverse Casting Ruins the New Lord of the Rings of Power show.
I'm so mad because I didn't know that there was a black woman showing up until I saw it in the docket. I said, God dang it, Kevin. I
didn't know either. I'm so sick of what white people and non-black people have done to the term woke. Black people was telling each other, and I'm going to tell you whose fault it was. Childish Gambino's. He made that song, and it was popular, and it took it from a thing. And we would be like, hey, now stay woke. That would mean keep your head on a swivel. First, keep your head on a swivel now. Stay woke out there. Right. And then it became almost like you got to understand what the man is doing, like a hotep. You got to stay woke, my brother. And now woke just means black or LGBT. Anything that's not for middle America, if it deals with black people's issues, LGBT issues, or anything other than white center views, it's woke. If you try to introduce anything that isn't whites only pies, it's automatically woke. It don't even make sense. You destroyed the word. Be pissing me off. Now, the thing about Rings of Power that drives me crazy about black people existing, Rings of Power, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, we being people, we buy so many things. Dragons, a ring that corrupts all, Gollum, Schmeagol, hobbits, elves, magical powers, Sauron, Gandalf the Grey, wizards. We white people believe it all. Okay? Stormtroopers, Wookiees, the Force, all of that. But niggas, you're just disrupting the source material. There was no blacks when Tolkien was writing it, when George R. R. Martin was writing it. Now, here's the thing. Everybody but white people has to watch full-on white everything shows. So many shows. We don't be like, wasn't no black people in this. We just be watching it. We didn't even complain for the majority of our life. But soon as a black nigga be an elf, or I ain't seen Rings of Power yet, I'm going to watch it just because of this. But man, when you get some black people in there, it takes me right out of the show. It takes me right out of the show. I can't believe it's woke. When they say keep it woke or keep woke out of our shows, they mean keep that black.
It's just black folk they're talking about. They're not talking about anything else.
No, they be meaning gay people too. Anything that ain't white only, middle America, we don't want to deal with. I don't want that in my show. Colin Kaepernick, keep your protesting.
Not when we're referring to Game of Thrones. Now, everybody was having sex with everybody. They did not care about no homosexuals.
I know that, but I mean the term woke, it be including gay stuff too. Now, Game of Thrones, there was. Listen, Oprah and Martell was having sex with everybody who had a hole.
Exactly.
He took a hole down.
The only genre they want black people to exist in is misery. And if it's any genre outside of that, they're like,
we gave you guys the help. I mean, what more do you want? You got all the slave movies you can have. Why are you not sad in this movie? Give them another slave movie. What do we got?
Because their fantasy is for us not to exist. Okay. They're like, how is this fantasy if you niggers are here? What is this?
Their fantasy is for us not to exist.
They're like, this, you ruined this. This is like a wet dream gone dry. They are not happy about it.
That's so true. It hurt, Angel. It kind of sucked. I ain't been hurt by a racist thing in a while, but as soon as they see a black person, they're like,
nah. Okay.
DT. Now go over there and watch the Miss Pat show in your HBCU games.
I'm telling you,
Middle Earth ain't nothing but Middle America.
It is like them watching a busty woman get naked and their mom walking in and being like, "Hey, cover up." That's what it's like when we show up. Hey, cover that up. They're like, "Ah!" I saw her naps. I saw her kinky little hair.
Her naps. What is her nap? Oh, the black girl's naps.
Yes, that's when we show up. Saw her kinky hair and her nostrils breathing all that air in, sucking all the oxygen out the room. They have such a hard time. Yeah, they're like just hoover nostrils, just sucking in all the air. Can't stand it. Yeah, no, they for some reason it is such a problem for us to exist in the fantasy world, in sci-fi, literally in any genre where misery isn't the underlying theme, and misery caused by them.
Yes.
Yeah, they
can't mind you playing in the SEC. You score me a touchdown or you sack the quarterback, but you don't come home to my daughter. That's what it is. I'll cheer you on when you're playing for Bama. Roll dadgum tide. But I don't want to see you with your helmet off in the diner that I eat at. The whole thing is about black people. It's always go where you belong. And where you belong is away from me, unless I need you to do something or I need to have sex with you.
But what's so crazy is that these are fantasy worlds. These are not biopics or biopics. These are not, literally, people could be green. You know what I'm saying? In these worlds, these are worlds that never existed. And they are like, but how?
Yeah.
How did you and your black face and your pretty skin end up in here? I don't understand. I don't understand.
Oh my God.
It's very crazy that anybody would have a problem. They didn't have a problem last season when a black person was a slave and the other one was a eunuch.
What show is that?
Game of Thrones.
Oh, your boy? They was all slaves.
Boy and a girl. Yeah, I said he was
Unsullied?
the Unsullied, the penis gone, and then the slave girl. They were like, y'all ain't got to worry about it. Y'all, why are you doing that?
That's what he was doing on Sunday. Yeah, girl, you like that rub?
Listen,
you know that was stuff to have a fine woman. You ain't got no meat.
He figured out something.
If I had a meat, it'd probably go be going crazy right now. But that stub is stubborn.
That stub was stubborn.
They had no hole. Like, what did they have? How they?
I don't know. I don't know what happens when somebody cuts off your ding-a-ling. Like, I don't know how you operate then. I don't actually want to know. Yep, that makes sense. I don't want to know.
Anyway, we got to go. We got to talk about the Bald and the Beautiful and the Married to the First Sights. So if you're in Patreon, stick around. Make sure you get your tickets to keep your distance. We got a couple more this year. I think three, 4 more. What's this? September, October. We got 4 more. Go to kevonstage.com. I announced some tour dates in California this month and other places next month. Patreon will get access to those first. So check out Tab's show. It's contemplated, right? Her video was crazy though. It was. I said, Tab, I
didn't know what was going on. Listen,
I said,
no, even after the video, I was just like, "That's right, talk it.
Listen,
you gonna be you."
Angel being there, gassing people up without no frame of reference for what.
Come on, premium gas, driving you off a cliff or driving you to freedom. I don't know, but I'm gonna be there, huh?
That's what I love about being black. We don't care. What is it? Who do we hate? Hate them. Who do we love? Love them.
Just out there yelling, though. I'm gonna be yelling.
I'm gonna be out there yelling. But anyway, we love y'all dearly. Thank you for the love and support. We'll see you soon. God bless you. God keep you. See you.
Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another banger for you. With my boy Kev on stage and that chick Angel.